Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. Thank you for being here. It's great to be here today. So I have a lot to share with you today. I wanted to talk about full moon. It just seems a bit dark in here. I wanted to talk about full moon energy today because I know it's actually next week Wednesday, but if you're anything like me, you'll be picking up on the energy in the kind of week leading up to it, and it's a pretty intense one coming up. Full moon, eclipse in Sagittarius. So there's some intense energy going around at the moment, and I know I've been speaking about this over the last few lives, but yeah, I just thought we'd move through some of that full moon energy because I was reading, and I will share the pictures. I love Yasmin Boland, Chani Nicholas, and of course amazing Pam Gregory always shares incredible updates around the moon. So this full moon is all about confusion and deception. So if that's coming up for you in terms of affecting you personally, then let's just work through some of those layers leading up to the full moon, because it's the same kind of story as if we don't sort of move through those layers, then they can add up and they can be really, really intense, and sometimes overwhelming. And so that's why I'm kind of sharing these lives just as a little taster of some tools or techniques to help to empower you to move through these times, to move through your emotions, to transform your emotions, and just feel a little bit calmer throughout the day and throughout your experience on this earth, particularly at this time. And so I just wanted to share, because I'm going to try and upload this to YouTube. Trying to figure out technology at the moment. So this will be my first video on YouTube in terms of these Insta Lives. And I've taken on my description as intuitive empowerment guide, because for me, since my breakdown, I guess you would call it in normal terms, 20 years ago, or I prefer to call it dark night of the soul, or wake up call, because really that's what happens when we're having that breakdown, because we're waking up to having a better, just being more true to ourselves, being ourselves, our true selves, rather than that person that we may have thought we needed to be. That was certainly my story. And living a life that we thought was the right life to live, until something collapses, something makes us stop and listen. And so for me, it was when I was told that stress was affecting my chances of having a family. It's huge shock and invitation for me to stop and have a look at my life and change. And my other big wake-up call was when my mum was diagnosed with dementia. It again kind of helped me to take a good long look at myself in terms of how I was living my life, and how I wanted to change, and how I wanted to support her through her journey, but also helping me to change patterns, generational patterns that may have been passed down subconsciously, rather than kind of accepting that would be what would be part of my journey. So for me, it's been about going within. It's been about shedding those layers like a like a snake sheds its skin, like a butterfly has to go within to emerge from the chrysalis. For me, that's the dark night of the soul. To allow us to wake up to our true potential. To reclaim our intuitive gifts that we were born with, that we came into this lifetime with, but we forgot along the way. So for me, it's all about going within, discovering, rediscovering, remembering, reclaiming our intuitive, amazing guidance, and feeling empowered, because a theme of anxiety that had come through my generational line would be controlling everything, feeling the need to control everything because you feel so out of control. So for me, it's about empowerment, about self-empowering, knowing that you have tools, techniques, gifts to help you to move through any layers of emotion. And that feeling of empowerment versus control, it's got a whole different energy, doesn't it? So just want to kind of to bring that to the table. And and if that resonates, then I hope it helps you. Because for me, it's about inspiring hope as well. Inspiring hope that it is possible to move through those layers, to undergo a transformation, that we are meant to come through the other side towards the light. And it is my honor to help and support others, to guide them through that dark night of the soul towards the light of our being that's always just there, just hidden underneath the layers. So I felt quite raw and vulnerable, so I'm just going to invite you to put your hand on your heart, to breathe, to come into this space, to let go of any thoughts from the day and just bring yourself to this space. Bringing in only the lightest, the purest of light energy into this space. Supporting us as we go through a very short journey today, to help us to move through some of these layers that might be showing up in these times. And it might be under those titles that I was talking about, deception and confusion. Or it could be something else. A lot of the time what's happening now in terms of the planetary energy, which I tend to kind of pick up on, it's about these themes showing up in the wider world, but also if we're feeling pulled down by the energy in terms of vibrationally, then it's an opportunity, as my friend loves to call it, to help us to move through our personal layers, to see the world differently and to create a different reality. And if you can create that for yourself, then how amazing, because you're putting that energy out into the universal field of energy. And that can be huge. And it's part of what we do in our 2 weekly gatherings on a Monday. So I'm just going to invite you to tap on the side of your hand, knowing that you are held in this space with the purest of light energy. And also taking responsibility for your well-being. You know, you can always stop and pause, take a breath, ground yourself. If the energy is feeling tense, you can just look around the room, find 5 things just to help you to bring yourself back to your body. So I'm just going to invite you to tune into whatever energy is coming up for you, any full moon energy, anything that might have happened to you in terms of a relationship, an experience that has happened recently that's felt really intense. And that maybe has come to a climax. Just honoring how you're feeling. And just, if there was an intensity, would it be on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being perfectly fine, 10 being extremely intense? Just where would it be on that scale? First thing that pops into your head. Where would that be in your body? What color or shape would it take? And we're just going to tap through the points. If you're unfamiliar with the tapping points, just go to my YouTube channel, Be Amazing You. And check out my introduction to tapping points, and there's a few other tapping meditations on there too. And just maybe recollecting that emotion of what that encounter or that conversation, that situation might have brought up in you. Even though this emotion's coming up, I'm okay. I'm safe in this space. What he said, what she said, it hurt. Maybe I'm feeling confused. Tapping into the arm. On the wrist point, maybe I'm feeling confused. Or maybe I'm feeling frustrated, angry, sad. Maybe there's a grief. Whatever is coming up for you, it's okay. Allow yourself to feel that right here, right now. This emotion in my body, it's hard to let go. It's hard to let go of that emotion. It's hard to let go of that feeling. All this confusion, all this hurt. It feels really intense. It feels really personal. That's what's coming up for me. Make it personal to you if you want to change the words. It feels really personal. But this emotion is keeping me stuck. This emotion is draining my energy. It's draining my energy. And I'm choosing to release any energy, any emotions that may be keeping me stuck. And just thinking about that energetic connection that we have, that we form with others throughout our daily life. I wonder if you could, that connection, I wonder if you could release that connection, and only releasing the negativity of it, the low vibration of it. And you could even imagine a figure of 8. This can be known as the cutting of ties. I prefer dissolving, because if you cut something, the root's still there, right? Dissolving any negative connection, any negative energetic and emotional connection. to that person or what it represents to me. And just, you could imagine that a beautiful color coming in to release that negative energetic connection between you. And imagine that they're in one circle and you're in the other circle, and that beautiful figure of 8 is just going in. The figure of 8 is so powerful. Such a healing, beautiful vibration. It's the infinity sign. Just imagine bringing that in to release some of that negative energetic connection with that person, or what he or she represents to you. A lot of the time, and I'm not going to go into detail because it's really for one-to-one sessions, but a lot of the time this energy will relate back to a childhood memory, a childhood emotion. So just being aware of that. And just for now, some of the beautiful work that I've done, both for me and with my clients, is just healing some of those wounds that go back, sometimes through childhood, through generations. Even into pasts further back. Previous lifetimes, if that's something that you believe in. Just an energy. Doesn't really matter where, which point in time. Even though we're in linear time here, it's, just releasing any any energetic connection. And then bringing in, what could you bring in to help to release it? Just tuning into your inner guidance. If I'm skipping ahead too fast, please do pause and just do whatever feels right for you. How could you move forward to help yourself to not stay stuck in that energy, not to feel drained by that energy? What could you do? What's one step forward that you could do? I mean, for me, forgiveness is the ultimate, but that can be really hard to bring in a short space of time. What energy could you bring in? Maybe it's even just choosing to respect their journey. Honoring yourself and honoring them, feeling compassion for yourself for whatever you're feeling. Maybe feeling compassion for them. You could just call on guidance to help you to move through this, following on from today. This full moon energy. I'm choosing to release it from my energetic field. I'm choosing to invite in something of a higher vibration towards the love vibration. I talk a lot about power versus force. I haven't got the chart handy again. Just see if I can get it from my wall. There we go. So the higher vibrations are at the top, the lower vibrations are at the bottom. I can't even find confusion. Disappointing is 125. Understanding, forgiveness, trust is all higher up toward the 250 and upwards. So just without judgment, just choosing how can I raise my vibration. how can I move through some of this lower, dense energy towards a lighter way of being, towards a lighter way of seeing the situation, to seeing them. And if you're feeling any burps or any yawns, it's just energy moving, which is a good thing. So just choosing to release some of this energy. Maybe we'll just bring it in, thanking the full moon for shining a light on what I need to release today. Even though we might not be feeling grateful. Even though I'm not feeling particularly grateful for this coming into my life right now. I'm choosing to release it now. For my highest good and for their highest good. And choosing to release this negative energetic connection with that person, circumstance, for my highest good and for their highest good, so that I can move forward with compassion. And just putting your hand on your heart, just honoring how you're feeling, maybe checking in to see whether you've shifted from how intense you are feeling. As I always say, this is just a short introduction, short insight into some ways that you can shift your energy yourself. Just honor yourself for how you're feeling. Calling on resources and guidance to help you to move through this emotion so that you can have the flow of energy flowing through you instead of being blocked by that emotion that's keeping you stuck. And a great phrase that I love is the Ho'oponopono, which is, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. You don't need to know the meanings. You can delve into it if you want to, but for relationships, it's just a beautiful way of releasing some of that energetic connection that's not serving either of you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And I always like to add I love you at the end. Some people change the phrase, but in terms of the order, but just do what feels right for you. Just imagine saying to them, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. So I thank you for joining me today. Like I said, if you're just watching this on YouTube for the first time, which I'm hoping is going to work today, thank you for being here at this time. Thank you for being here in this space. I'm sending so much love and compassion to you and to the world right now as we move through that dark night of the soul, individually and as a collective, towards the light. And sometimes it can be really hard to see that light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm just here today to inspire you with hope that from my own journey it is possible to move through. And you might not see it, but know that it is there waiting for you, the light of your own soul. The planet is being flooded with so much light energy at the moment as well to help us to move through these times. I picked up on a beautiful message recently that said Sunday's a particularly significant day, so maybe just tune in on Sunday, just allow yourself to receive some of the healing energy that's flooding the planet. Take time out for you to receive. Know that we are moving through these times. So I send lots of love and compassion your way for the rest of your week. Going into next. If you need any support or guidance on a one-to-one, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and just either with me or a friend, just know that you're not alone. We're all in this, we're all moving through these times together. Sending lots of love, wishing you the rest of your beautiful day. Bye.